Off, we have linear functions. And we're going to have these organized by way of rule, table, and graph. Okay?
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
So when we're done recording everything, are we gonna what on our back looks like what young class? You know,
The way they always are, yes. Okay, so linear functions, their general rule shows up as what?
Or y equals
And what does M stand for?
slope.
Our slope. And B stands for our y-intercept. In a table, so we have x and y. And so when x is 0, what is y?
1.
It's 1. What is the y-intercept?
B.
It's B. So when x is 1 now, what do we add?
Plus M.
We add the slope, so B plus M. Because we got to remember, linear functions are either repeated addition or subtraction. So 2, this would be B
B plus M
Plus
plus
M
M.
times 2.
or 2M. Yeah, you could say 2M. And 3, this would be B plus M plus M plus M. Right? Okay. So now, on the graph, we can identify our y-intercept, our B, and then this graph's steepness is determined by the slope. Okay, and I just want you to remember, linear functions have repeated addition or subtraction. Okay, we're going to move on. We're going to move on to exponential functions. Once again, we're going to organize this by rule versus table versus graph. Because you've got to be able to make connections between all three of those. Okay, what's the general rule for exponentials?
Y equals
Y equals A parentheses B to the X power.
A parentheses B X.
Oops, I don't need a parentheses before the A. A parentheses B to the X. And the A stands for,
Y-intercept.
that's our y-intercept. And B stands for, yes, then what we multiply by. Okay, so 0, 1, 2, and 3, let's say 4 as well. Okay, at 0, what would the y value be?
B.
It would be A, because that's our y-intercept. Okay, so now the next value would be computed by doing what?
B times X plus
A times B. So 2 would be
times.
And 3 would be A times B times B times B. And 4, once again, just the same thing but with 4 B's. And the graph. It does start slow, and it angles up quick. Once again, that's our y-intercept. And the steepness is determined by what? By our rate of change. That's another way of calling that.
We put that as ROC. Rate of change.
I know that's really, oops. Steepness is determined by our rate of change. Okay, and while linear functions are repeated addition or subtraction, exponential functions.
Multiplication and division.
Mm-hmm. Exponential functions are repeated multiplication and division. Okay? Okay, there's one thing I want you to remember dealing with percents. Divide by 100 or move the decimal place. How many times?
2.
2 times to which direction?
Left, west.
2 times to the left.
Not always, because it could be weeds. No.
Okay. And if it's growth, when we're dealing with growth, it will be 1 plus whatever the percentage is for your rate of change. And that's it.